Hi everybody, Sharon Deal here. I'm a neuroendocrine carcinoma patient with stage 4 incurable cancer, and I'm doing the videos to prove there's life after the diagnosis, and I'm hoping to seek joy beyond the diagnosis every day. Every day is not joyful, but we search hard enough we can find joy. I adopted 2 kittens yesterday, and we've already decided that I'm a tree and that it's easy to climb up my legs when I'm sitting in a chair or to leap from the ground to my thighs and just hang on with their claws. It's very painful. I've started bleeding a couple of times, but you know what? This is what I expect. When you get a kitten, you expect that you have to teach them certain things. And I know better than to play with a cat without gloves on and to get toys that have long poles and strings so that they can attack things other than your hands. They do want to be loved. They want to be in my lap. The reason they're jumping on me is because they want to be with me. But once they get in my lap, they want to be on the desk in front of me. And part of that is my fault because I let them on the desk yesterday. But I have a feeling that somebody else was letting them on tabletops. Not the 6-week-old, but the 7-month-old seems quite comfortable on top of tables. We've got some hissing and growling going on. The cats seem to be getting along better with the dogs than they are the other cats. But it's going to take a while before everybody gets comfortable with everybody. And meanwhile, my heart is just open and melting with the babies in the house. I love them so much already. And it's only been a little over 24 hours since I brought them home. We're having some opportunities to go out, and I rode along with Dan to the UPS store to return some Amazon things that had to go back. And I actually went in the post office and showed him how to use the postal machine that's available 24 hours a day, because he said you couldn't use it to send these little packages that had the masks in them. And so I went in with my mask and showed him how to use the machine. And then I went to Joann's to try to match up the pink ribbon for the pink dress that I made my granddaughter. And I've ordered ribbon from Amazon several times, and it always comes the wrong color pink, and I sent it back. But I thought that if I went to Joann's, I would get the right color, but I forgot to take the dress with me, and I forgot to take the swatch of fabric with me. So there again, I bought the wrong color pink. I'm going to take, and I actually did already, put the bag and the receipt together and put the swatch of fabric that I made the dress out of in the bag so that I can take it to the store and match it up. It was fairly chaotic at Joann's. There was a lot of people there. There was a lot of people without masks. People were not keeping 6-foot spaces between them. And I was holding my breath and praying and just knowing that the more fearful I am, the more my immune system is going to be low. I am trying to trust God and to say that I don't know anybody that has COVID-19 in Florida. I don't know anybody that has COVID-19, period. And I don't know anybody who knows anybody in Florida that has COVID-19. I do know that some people have said that they've been exposed in other states, but I don't know anybody in Florida that has it, and our numbers are relatively low here in Florida because our governor shut things down really quickly, and they did a really good job of containing the virus coming in to the state of Florida. I'm very hopeful that the newscaster said last week most of the spread is coming from people touching stuff with their hands and then touching their eyes, their nose, or their mouth. So if you don't touch your face and you wash your hands after you touch something that has other people handling it, then you should be safe. He said it's not as likely that you would catch it from airborne unless somebody sneezed directly into your windpipe. And I'm wearing a mask and I'm using hand sanitizer every time I go anywhere or do anything. I am being hypersensitive to what my limitations are, and I'm taking care of myself, and I'm trying to gently get back out into society, but I'm only comfortable in places where there is social distancing. I'm not willing to have family come to my home, and I'm not willing to go to somebody else's home, and I'm not willing to love on my grandchildren. I'm just not ready to be within 6 feet of anybody. And that's for me. I have a girlfriend that hasn't left her house since quarantine has been in effect. She has not gone anywhere. She and her husband and her daughter are all high risk, and they have everything delivered to the house. They have somebody that brings their groceries, and they order and clean everything before it goes in the fridge. And she is the person that is more paranoid than I am, and I didn't think that there could be anybody that was more paranoid than me. But this is the deal. You know, we are going to have to, at some point, if we want to be out in the world, we're going to have to trust God, and we're going to have to put some faith in the fact that when we have faith and believe in our higher power to take care of us, then my immune system is going to be stronger than if I'm living in chronic fear and anxiety about catching this disease. I'm not as afraid of catching it and dying as I am catching it and giving it to somebody and having them die. I would not be able to live with myself if I gave it to my mother or my mother-in-law or my father-in-law and they passed. It would be horribly traumatic, and I'm not willing to catch it because I don't want to spread it. And I've heard that if you get it, you're not immune and that you can get it again. I don't know if that's true. There's so many rumors running around. So I continue to make masks for friends and family, and I continue to try to stay busy finding ways and means to put joy in my life. And I have been successful today at working with some of my plants, and I got a gift today. It's a little ceramic man. It's about this tall. He's a little tiny man holding one foot up, and he's dancing, and you put a plant in his head, which the hole is about this big for the plant. And so I took a very cute succulent that was a little bit bigger than his head, but it had a long narrow stem to go down inside of his little head. And I'll show it to you tomorrow. Keep coming back. There'll be a surprise tomorrow. Like me, love me, share me, help me to help others. I'm trying to spread the word that it's going to be okay.